we have to ask the public one core question. How much government do you want? That's item one. Item two is when they say tax reform, what type of tax reform? Do you want a reduction in taxation? Do you want a change in income tax? Do you want value-added taxes? Do you want more or less progressive taxes? Do you want a simplification of the tax program? Do you want accountability built into the tax program? Which form of reform are you referring to? All those are tax reforms. And so when you talk about tax reforms, which one are you talking about? Most people may be talking about an adjustment in the how we're taking revenue in, because that's our core problem right now. And how we take revenue in right now is based on a 1950s model, which is manufacturing. The manufacturing model has changed. The question now is, how does the public, how much government do we want to have? Because that will affect how much revenue we need to take in. And then we'll take a look at what's a fair and equitable way of taking that revenue in, moving on into the future, as far as tax reform is concerned. There's a great deal of issues that deal with that.
Do you believe, and you mentioned that that the system is outdated and based upon a manufacturing economy?
Yes.
Do you believe you personally believe that system needs to change, and if so, what changes would you make?
The system needs to change. Our tax collection should reflect our current economy. Now, how should that look? What it should look like? That's something we have to sit down and take a look at. Again, that's going to be driven by how much government the public wants. And then we have to make necessary adjustments in our tax collection, our revenue collection, to reflect what the public wants as far as government is concerned.
Well, the public will probably respond that they want lower taxes and more services. So how do you respond to? That's
correct, and that's a core problem in our society. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I mean, we're adults. You got to pick what you want, and the problem in our society right now, and I don't understand this really. The poor don't want to pay taxes. The middle class don't want to pay taxes. The wealthy don't want to pay taxes. But everybody wants services. How do you do that? I'm not sure I don't understand that. I am willing to pay my fair share. And a person made a statement to me a while back. They're willing to pay taxes. The only problem they have is they're not sure they trust the people who are going to realign the taxes to realign it appropriately so that everybody is taxed fairly. We've got to come to some agreement there where the public believes that the taxes or the revenue that's being collected at the state level, the county level, the city level is done in society's best interest. We need core resources to educate our children, period. We need core resources for our policemen. We need core resources for our fire department and our parks and our state police. We've got to figure out how to collect those resources moving out into the future. And the economics of collecting that money has changed. How do we want to tax our public to reflect those core changes?